BTG gave me the opportunity to express myself and be the best.
But first and foremost, let me just say, I want to congratulate each and every one of you guys, man. Why is that? Why am I congratulating you, right? For being a part of a company that has a culture that's already built in for you to become successful. All you have to do is participate. So I got a chance, right, last week to study and travel and train at Mar-a-Lago, Florida, which I wasn't sure, but I've learned that later that it's owned by Trump. It's a very expensive place. We're talking about a membership there for 1 year is $660,000 just to be able to get to the grounds. It's a resort. There isn't a slide. There isn't four-wheelers. There isn't anything to do. It's just the prestigious place to be able to go. You're talking about presidents. You're talking about leaders of the free world. You're talking about some of the most honored and celebrated people in life have been there. And we got a chance to go there and train. And this was something that was my second year in a row attending. This is something that you have to qualify to get to. It's something where you obviously have to work hard. There's a monetary value. There's a monetary, what should I say, qualification to it as well. So, when you get there, you're in great company. You're around other producers, not consumers. I said other producers, right? The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I try to make sure that I stay around successful people. Why? Because I never want to start to think of myself as getting comfortable, right? I do believe that once we start to get comfortable, we're going to the graveyard in that way. I always try to make sure that I'm around the people that at any point make me feel small. Why? Because I like that feeling. I truly do. Because it's only going to make me better, right? Most of the time, people don't like that feeling. The reason why I'm telling you this is because there's some obvious things that I've seen in the last 2 years with this event that stick out to me, that wealthy people do, that I never would have thought that they do, right? We totally have the wrong idea. And let me just share a few of those things with you if I can, okay? By the way, right now, for those of you guys that's following along with me, I'm reading a book called The Business of the 21st Century, right? Obviously, we don't talk much about the book club, but obviously I always like to share what book I'm reading with you. Hopefully you guys are reading along with me. This book has really reaffirmed my belief inside of entrepreneurship and what it is that we do. You guys know here that we're strengthening America by creating entrepreneurs. It is not easy, right? Developing a mindset of entrepreneurship, especially when you're coming from the employee level. So this book helps me. The Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki. All right, let's move forward. A few things, right, that I noticed. The first thing that I noticed about very wealthy people, guys, is that they dream. It is absolutely crazy how much they dream, right? I don't know about you guys, but growing up, man, if you was caught staring off into, out of the classroom, what do they tell you? Pay attention, right? Live in the now, that type of deal. No, extremely wealthy people, they dream more than you think of and more than you know, right? And I tend to think that we don't dream enough, right? We don't see ourselves as far as who we can become. I'm very surprised at who I turned out to be at 41 years of age. If I would be able to talk to the 18-year-old, 16-year-old self now, they wouldn't believe me. If I told them like, hey, man, listen, you're going to be Quincy J. Sims, man. You're going to actually own a business that's a money-generating asset. You're going to help others. You're going to speak to their hearts and their minds, right? You're going to help them live better lives. I would have been like, no, not at all, right? No way. But if I would allow myself to dream, maybe I could see that and beyond, right? And that's one thing that I've seen that they really do well. The next thing I've seen that they do well is they execute on their dreams, guys. They truly know how to execute on their dreams. They don't wait. They don't procrastinate. Matter of fact, they get upset at themselves when they procrastinate. Success loves speed, right? And that's one of the things that they have down to a science. They don't get distracted. They lessen their distractions. They live their lives with less distractions, right? They already go inside their closet. Their closet is organized, right? They have a schedule already set up. They're not just freestyling their day. If somebody asks them what they're doing, oh man, I don't even know what you doing. That's not the type of talk, right? And we've already been that type of person or probably been around that type of person. They don't know what they're doing, no day of the week, right? But yet they claim they're so busy. And that right there is how you get distracted. Successful people do not get distracted. So I noticed that as well. Another thing is that successful people, They don't mind following others. That's the craziest thing about it. I'm in a room with people who are doing $600 million in revenue, and they're listening to me and what makes me successful. And they're going to take it and apply it. We did less than $3 million last year. I'm in a room with people that did $6 million, $600 million, $120 million, $20 million. And we all learning from each other. They do not mind following, right? So that right there just really blew my mind, because you tend to think that successful people don't have to listen to anybody. They don't care about anybody. They just care for themselves. They do whatever they want to do. That is a total misconception. Another thing is that they know how to control their ego, guys. Successful people truly know how to control their ego. They don't get off on crushing others. That's not a trait that they have. That's a trait that weak people have. And oftentimes we blame successful people. Oh man, you just, they so selfish and they don't care about nobody. No, I can tell you that they care more about people than most people do, and they show it. Because in order to become truly wealthy, you have to help a whole lot of people. There is no such thing as helping yourself to get wealthy. You have to help others, and that's how you get wealthy. Now, do not get me wrong. You can spend your time working and amassing what most would call wealth. But even then, you only got two hands, you only got 2 feet, you only got one head. There's only so much that you can do. Wealth comes by you helping others and touching a whole lot of people. And the bigger problem you solve, the more money you're gonna make, right? So for them little small problems that you're trying to solve, or these, on times where it's like, man, I just wanna do something easy, you're never gonna be wealthy. And maybe your goal is not to become wealthy, but it should be to become free. Because what is money? Money is freedom. Don't matter what the dollar amount is, right? You can have $1,000 and be free. Or you can have $100 million and be free. It just really comes down to how much you're willing to tolerate. But as Misha taught me one time, right? She said that her supervisor told her one time, if you generate, you don't have to tolerate. It's a powerful statement. And I probably think about it like once a week. Whenever I need to get my fire started again, oh man, all I gotta do is generate. Doesn't matter what's going around me, right? I can remain patient, I can remain calm. I can still remain stoic, because all I need is me, right? And that's the focus. But I just want you guys to know, keep your egos in check. That's a vital and important one. Last but not least is, guys, they don't work for money. Wealthy people do not work for money.
The money work for them.
The money works for them. But let me take it a step further and a bit deeper, right? Because Robert Kiyosaki taught us that they don't work for money. But I want you guys to understand something, right? They're too busy dreaming. They're too busy not being distracted. They're too busy not, following others. They're too busy making sure that they keep their ego in check to ever work for money. What do they work for?
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom. That's why they don't have an ego, because they're going to hire the right people so that they can focus in on the things that they want to do, and they can remain passionate, because once you're in that passionate place. Now, that's not for everybody, right? Because most of the time, we like to follow our passion too early. We don't have a skill set. We want to go follow our passion. Like, yeah, I just want to be happy. Okay, great. You got to do the things you don't want to do first and foremost. Because in order to be able to never have to work for money, you need to either have a money generating asset. You either need to be in sales where you can accumulate the type of money that you need, because you need to work for your freedom. But you can also develop a whistle while you work technique, as long as you can have a straight path, don't get distracted, and know exactly where you're going. So I issue this challenge to each and every one of you guys, if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Know exactly what your freedom number is. Know exactly what your freedom number is. I always like to challenge my people to get to $10,000 in savings, because I like to see it there, and I know that it's a comfortable number, that if anything goes wrong, a flat tire, you're behind, or it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, you can have a peace and a calm so that you can hear me clear. and think through, because survival mode is no place for anybody to be. If you're in survival mode and you got to think in survival mode, you're not thinking clearly. You're not making the best decisions. Just know that. And hopefully that hits you in the back of your head. Like, hold up, I'm too broke to be making credible decisions right now. Maybe I should stop and talk to somebody. Now, if you got a nest egg tucked away and you got some money, now you're more than likely thinking fair, right? Because you're not thinking about taking advantage of nobody. Nobody can take advantage of you because you ain't got to jump at no opportunity that nobody giving you. You can think clearly and think about what it is you want to do. That's a part of never having to work for money again. So I'm challenging you guys, understand what your freedom number is, right? For those of you on this call that are marketing agents, you know what the numbers are. How many sales do you need to do daily? How many sales do you need to do weekly? How many sales do you need to do monthly to make sure that you have freedom? If all you want to do is go to the movie every week, man, you should be able to go to the movie every week. If all you want to do is drive a BMW, drive a BMW. What's stopping you? Other than the fact that you don't know how to dream. You don't know how to stop getting distracted. These things are important. So with that being said, guys, I want to share that message with you because I feel like we needed to hear that today. So guys, that's my message. I love you all. Let's kick ass and take names, gang. And do not forget to have fun. I'll speak to you guys later.
Hey yo, shout out to BTG, shout out to BTG. Hey yo, Q, I see you.